Good morning, everyone, and here's an exclusive story from a website I've never heard of, that#show.com, talking about how Netflix has picked up one of BioWare's properties, Mass Effect, and is doing an animated series. Now, it's not just their typical animated series. This is going to be a choose-your-own-adventure style experience and called interactive TV shows. You can actually go and search on Netflix for all these lists of interactive TV shows. Here's Carmen Sandiego, To Steal or Not to Steal, Boss Baby, Spirit Riding Free, and the one that I always reference is Bandersnatch from Black Mirror. And fine, great, cool. Netflix wants to spend some money. They're gonna borrow the license or lease the license for a while and do their own thing. I don't know. Are these any good? Have you guys watched these things? I don't really care, but I'm just curious how this is going to translate. So here's the story. We can exclusively share that an animated Mass Effect series is in development at Netflix. It will be an original story that takes place alongside Commander Shepard's story from the original trilogy. Don't expect Shepard to appear, but there's chances that side characters and companions will. The new story will focus on an Alliance military operative who is investigating terrorist acts across the galaxy. So just an exciting random adventure of a no-name guy or girl and what they can do. In the world of Mass Effect 2 or 3 or who knows when. It would be odd to put in the third game where the Reapers are trying to eat everyone. It wouldn't seem like your priorities would be very important if you're looking for terrorists when there's giant aliens trying to kill you all. But maybe it takes place in Mass Effect 2. That would make more sense. One part of Mass Effect's endearing legacy is the idea of choice. From what we've seen of early concept, the show will give viewers, or players, because again, this is getting weird, the freedom to choose the gender and look of your character alongside a class. Now, this is where I'm getting a little concerned. Because if you're changing things like cosmetics, those changes would have to be so small in scope and limited. Like you'd have 3 options at most for what they look like. So male and female is one. All right, so you hire 2 voice actors. That's fine. Then you have appearance. Certain hair color, fine. That could work. But these are still talking about pre-rendered scenarios. This is not a video game. This is not a piece of software that can change dynamically based off a choice you make, for cosmetics at least. This is pre-rendered video and audio. So you get all these voice actors, all these cosmetic changes, and now you're going to have things like class. So let's make it simple. Again, 3 options: soldier, biotic, and tech. So you have these 3 guys, which means each scenario could have, or individual scenarios could have solutions for using a gun, using biotics, and using tech. Okay, you're tripling your amount of work on top of tripling your amount of work on top of tripling your amount of work based on just cosmetic choices to pre-render video, which if it's done simply, like I don't know how Carmen Sandiego is done, but if it's done in a simple fashion, that could be okay. But all of these things, all of these ideas are like, just make a video game, just make a side story of Mass Effect 2 where you play as someone else investigating some terrorist act. That would seem more practical. That would seem more fun. That would also be more accessible by the fans of the series. Why would they jump to Netflix to watch a show which is interactive when they could just download and buy a game for $30 or whatever the price tag is? And people will buy it. I've said this before. People want to buy the thing they like. They want to buy more of the thing they like. I might even consider buying, well, maybe before I played Mass Effect 2, I would consider buying more BioWare products if I wanted. So this doesn't make too much sense. But here we go. From there, the show will play out much like Netflix's other interactive stories. Based on what I hear, though, Netflix has advanced technology to recognize choices from a previous title. Okay. So that means if you interact with episode 1, episode 2 will remember your choices. So this is a little different, I imagine, from what happens in the rest of these interactive TV shows, that they don't carry on what you did previously, which is going to be a giant pile of worms. It's not even spaghetti code. It's just, you're going to be tripling times 3 all the choices from the first episode, even if they're just cosmetic, even if they're just, blonde hair or red hair or whatever. You are multiplying the workload for a show just to have your blonde-haired male shepherd shoot a guy with a gun. Because you could have had the dark-haired male shepherd use biotics or tech or have no hair or be a female or what. Like, this is how of a mess this is going to be. If they can pull it off, good for them. That's a lot of work. But okay, whereas before the choices were contained within one title, with the titles being more like movies than an episode of a series. So I don't know what the impetus of this is for, who wanted this to happen, and I don't know why they're going this route. Because everything I'm hearing sounds like just make a Telltale style Mass Effect game with choice. If that's the focus, don't even go the full route of having shooting gameplay or third-person shooter or whatever. Just have a Telltale style adventure game with choices. That, I think people, fans of the series, would buy that over this thing. And we've seen BioWare try to jump into animation before with Paragon Lost and mini games or off games like Mass Effect Galaxy and Mass Effect Infiltrator with less than attractive results. Not to say the comic book world or the novella world was any good at all, but this does not sound like a good idea. I would love to, I'd love to see this work out because this sounds crazy. But, that's BioWare doing crazy things, or at least giving its license to other crazier people. Bravo. Good luck, Netflix. I will never see you anytime soon, but maybe in another few years after you realize the error of your ways of compounding all these choices. Good luck. Yeah. Thank you for listening, folks. Have yourself a great day.